A lot of time, our focus is placed on the men and women that exhibit their creativity in front of the camera, the actors. However, except during award season, we hardly pay any attention to the guys behind the scenes, making the whole picture happen, weaving all the elements together to make a movie, the directors. So today on Cinemaniacs, we're sort of paying a tribute to the directors. We're giving you 10 directors currently rocking the 21st century. But first, as you already know, let's get the news.
According to a recent report, several of the remaining scenes featuring the deceased star Paul Walker will be completed using body doubles and CGI faces for Fast and Furious 7. Cool, right? Ridley Scott did the same thing when Oliver Reed died during production of Gladiator in 1999. Filming of Fast 7 resumes in April.
Starting from 10th on the list, we have James Wan. Who's James Wan? Who's James Wan? Well, if you insist on asking, Wan is only the guy who gave us the first Saw movie and created Billy the Puppet, Jigsaw's mouthpiece. This 36-year-old Malaysian Australian just happens to have a thing for darkly horror movies, and I'm not talking about the blood gushing out kind of horror flicks. Saw cost Wan $1.2 million to make and grossed over $103 million. Wan went on to make the very creepy Insidious, which like Saw made a great profit off a tiny budget. After that was his highest grossing film yet, The Conjuring, from which Wan took $318 million to the bank. After that came Insidious Chapter 2. Wan has a certain style to his movies that the moviegoers really like, and his exploits got him the director's chair for Fast and Furious 7. His very creepy and creative style of horror is what puts James Wan on our top 10. Wes "The Wales" Anderson made his debut in directing with Bottle Rocket in 1996, but in the 21st century, his directorial prowess will be well remembered. Known for their distinctive visual and narrative style, Wes Anderson's movies may not be blockbusters, but they are very much critically acclaimed. The Royal Tenenbaums, which received an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay, was a comedy drama about a successful artistic New York City family and its ostracized patriarch. The movie earned about $70 million and much love from the critics. The next big one was Fantastic Mr. Fox, a stop-motion animation adaptation of the Roald Dahl book of the same name. This one didn't make as much money at the box office, surprisingly so, but it was impressive enough to secure an Oscar nomination for Best Animated Feature, which we feel it should have won, by the way. Then came the really amazing Moonrise Kingdom, which is Anderson's best received movie till date, which earned him another Academy Award nomination for his screenplay. Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian called it another sprightly confection of oddities, attractively eccentric, witty, and strange clothed. Yeah, what he said. Well, agree or disagree, Wes Anderson has something unique about his brand of comedy that is sure to outlast most of the stupid stuff we see these days. His newest movie, The Grand Budapest Hotel, is in theaters now. These brothers are weird, and their movies equally. Ethan and Joel Coen have been collaborating in movies since Blood Simple in 1984. This film contained elements that sort of became their trademark, distinct homages to genre movies, plot twists layered over simple story, a dark humor, and a mise-en-scene. Straight off the heels of The Big Lebowski came the critically acclaimed Old Brother Where Art Thou, which claimed $71 million and 2 Oscars. I've got to tell you, this was a really good movie, and it also showed us how funny Judge Clooney could be. Clooney also featured in 2003's Intolerable Cruelty with Catherine Zeta-Jones. Grossing $120 million, the movie impressed the critics pretty massively, but not as much as No Country for Old Men. No Country returned the Coens to their noir movies, but it featured none of that Coen dark comedy. It was all serious stuff, pretty serious, and psychotic Javier Bardem. The movie won the Oscars for Best Picture, Best Director, and Adapted Screenplay. A Serious Man, True Grit, and Inside Llewellyn Davis later, the Coens have won awards, risen high on the list of notable directors, and are not about to stop. Yep, that's why Ethan and Joel are on our list. Ang Lee? But that guy only made Life of Pi, right? Seriously? Before that Bengal tiger showed up, we had martial artists flying around in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which won the Best Foreign Language Film at the Oscars. A pretty fly flick it was. Get it? Fly. Okay, moving on. Lee made The Hawk, which kind of grossed a lot, but we really didn't like it. However, he redeemed his image with Brokeback Mountain, which is about gay ranchers, and it ended up winning 71 awards in 2005. Ang Lee became the first person of Asian heritage and first non-white person ever to win the Best Director at the Academy Awards. And then came that movie you were talking about, Life of Pi. It grossed $609 million, won 4 Academy Awards, and it was one of the most awesome films we saw in 2012. Yup, Pi had great visual effects and all, but it was a great movie, well done, okay? Great story, great performance, and totally great watch. No, really, Ang Lee blew my mind on that one. He's definitely number 7 on our list. Martin Scorsese makes our list at number 6. Gangs of New York, The Aviator, The Departed, Shutter Island, Hugo, The Wolf of Wall Street. Scorsese has got style and plenty grace in his filmmaking, that's for sure. Sure, he's an old-timer, sure he's been around for a while. That's what makes him special. Having made classics like Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, and Goodfellas, this Hitchcock student has a method to his movies. He loves to use freeze frames, blonde leading ladies, long tracking shots, corrupt authority figures, and slow motion flashbulbs. Martin Scorsese is one of the few directors who still follow most film conventions from the old days. Not that we're complaining. His movies, The Aviator, The Departed, and Hugo all won Oscars, with his most recent work, The Wolf of Wall Street, picking up nominations all over the place. Scorsese has definitely more than earned a place on our list. Next up is Peter Jackson. What? The guy made the Lord of the Rings trilogy and 2 The Hobbit movies. Come on! The guy is pretty awesome to make you sit down and enjoy 5 movies that are each almost 3 hours long. Yup. Sure, King Kong wasn't such a fantastic remake, but The Lovely Bones was such a lovely, mind-bending, OMG-ish kind of movie. Peter always does such a good job. The Lord of the Rings movies are such classics that the 21st century will never forget in a hurry. The trilogy made over $2 billion at the box office, and the Hobbit trilogy has over $1 billion so far. So, is Jackson awesome or not? Wait, don't answer that. He is. He had already won an Oscar for Unforgiven in 1994, so when Hurricane Eastwood continued in the 21st century, we knew what to expect. When Mystic River hit the screens, we were amazed by the work and something that has become synonymous with Eastwood movies: wonderful performance from actors. Mystic River won 2 Academy Awards and got 2 nominations. Up next was the Subfest Why Did She Have to Die movie, $1 Million Baby. I don't know how many people didn't feel like punching their screen out of frustration. Damn you, Clint! Of course, the film won 4 Oscars. He got more award nominations for Flags of Our Fathers, Letters from Iwo Jima, and Changeling. Gran Torino, which he also starred in, grossed over $268 million, which became his highest grossing film till date. After that, he gave us the epic Mandela flick Invictus, Hereafter, and the J. Edgar Hoover biopic, J. Edgar. And our number 3 is Quentin the Man Tarantino. Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction made him famous and undoubtedly a force to reckon with in film. His movies have got a lot of violence, witty dialogue, funny twists, and unforgettable characters. Yep, Quentin is sort of the man. So, when he reintroduced himself to the 2000s with Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, we were like, what? No, he didn't. But yes, he did. He blew our minds samurai style. After whetting our appetites with Sin City and the Grindhouse collabo with Robert Rodriguez, Tarantino zinged it with Inglourious Bastards. Oh, the words to describe this movie. It just totally made my 2009 rock. Really. I mean, the dialogue was crazy, the characters were interesting, and I sort of fell in love with Shoshana. Shoshana. In 2012, Tarantino dropped the strange western Django Unchained, which turns out to be the weirdest western I've ever seen. He definitely has a unique style of filmmaking and likes to cameo his own movies, but he will always have a fun place on our list. Okay, don't send me hate mail or anything, but we really couldn't decide who would be number 1 or 2 between these two guys. One is a legend, the other is a 21st century prodigy who hasn't made a lame movie since 2000. Yep, Steven Spielberg and Christopher Nolan. AI, artificial intelligence, Minority Report, Catch Me If You Can, Munich, Adventures of Tintin, War Horse, and of course Lincoln. That's the basic list of movies on Spielberg's resume for the 2000s. I really can't talk about all the classics before that. No time, really, people. Steven has a touch of gold to every film he touches. I mean, it's really creepy how he oversaw the manifestation of Abraham Lincoln from Daniel Day-Lewis. I mean, how do you do that? Then Chris Nolan busted forth into Hollywood's face with Memento, that going backwards, mind-bending, I'm really trying to figure it out movie. But Chris is kind of an expert in doing that, isn't he? Just check out Insomnia, The Prestige, Inception, and the Batman trilogy to see what I mean. He writes the scripts with his very talented brother Jonathan, and their stories are so original and make a lot of sense. Seriously, I mean it when I say I haven't watched any boring Nolan movie yet. These guys are a solid duo in Hollywood at the moment, and their awesomeness is not about to wane. Well, I hope you enjoyed our list. If not, please, no hate mail, okay? I gotta go now, but before I do, I'm leaving you with clips of Noah, which hits the cinemas next weekend. Have a good one, people. I'm out.
No. What did he say?
He's going to destroy the world.
My father said that one day, if man continued in his ways, the Creator would annihilate this world.
Can it not be averted?
He speaks to you. You must trust that he speaks in a way that you can understand.
I saw water, death by water. And I saw new life. A great flood is coming. We build a vessel to survive the storm. We build an ark.
Mother! What is it? What? Them!
What do you want? You don't know your king. There isn't anything for you here.
I have men at my back, and you stand alone and defy me.
I'm not alone.
It begins.
When they come, they will be desperate, and there will be many.
Take the ark!
I see how hard this was for you.
Remember, Noah, he chose you for a reason.
Is this the end of everything?
Beginning.